Hey everyone, it's your boy Big D here. It's time to review Supernatural Season 10, Episode 19, titled The Werther Project. This is a spoiler review. If you've not seen the episode, go to thecw.com/supernatural. Watch the full episode there. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you my pros and cons, and final score. Also, if you watch any other CW shows, like Arrow or The Flash, I also review those shows also, so check it out, man, on my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. And real quick update on Supernatural in general, just in real life here when filming. They just wrapped up Season 10. So that means, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles are done for Season 10. Filming's done. It's complete. No more Season 10 wise. Season 11 should start filming in a couple months, man. In the next 4 or 5 months, they'll start filming season. I say in the next 4 months, they'll start filming Season 11. I may be wrong within 4 months, but I'll give you guys news and updates when the time comes. Anyway, let me get done with this episode real quick and summarize it. First off, this girl named Susie, it's 1973, and she opens this box. I'll get to my cons in a little bit about just how she opened a box, and the family commits suicide, except her. I mean, everyone is just like, one person hangs himself, one person shoots himself in the head, the mom slices her own throat. So Dean kills 6 vamps solo. We didn't get to see it, but I mean, it's pretty impressive. And they're at this house, and Sam is not really welcome there by Susie. And Dean goes into Susie's house basically because he's like, I'm part of the neighborhood watch. Have you seen that guy who was at the front door? And Sam's lockpicking around, and Dean's trying to keep her busy. Sam opens the box, and Susie sees her family, her deceased family back from the 70s, and she kills herself. Now, the box had a spirit or something, the magic, it entered Sam and Dean also, so they see old ghosts also. So Dean's in the woods, and Rowena comes to rescue Sam. Dean is with Benny. Now, I've only seen up to 7 seasons of Supernatural. I haven't seen Season 8 or Season 9, so I don't really remember Benny, if he was in Season 8 or 9, because I never watched it, so it's cool that Benny's back, because he seems like an interesting character from, back when I saw a clip of Season 8 or 9. Again, whenever Benny was before in the show, he seems like a cool character, he seems interesting, seems like he could have been a bad guy at first and then a good guy. So Dean is tired of fighting basically, and Benny's saying, hey, you should just end it all, man, suicide basically. And he ends up getting out of the trance, and he fights back against Benny, and he's back in the real world now. So Sam and Rowena are basically, Sam's cutting himself and getting blood for like the Men of Letters and trying to open the box, the Werther Project box. And we find out Dean goes downstairs, and we find out Rowena wasn't actually there. Rowena was just part of the illusion of the box spell. And they end up opening the box, and there's a book there. Sam locks up Rowena at the end as insurance that she will decode the book and get the spell for Dean. Now, what did I think about this episode overall, man? My pros, I like the opening. Maybe a little bit cheesy when I get into my cons, but the opening overall, like the 1973 type of look, that was very cool. I thought it was kind of like going to a Brady Bunch type of look, obviously how it was, but still pretty intense, man. That's one of the things. It's intense. When the mom was cutting her throat, I was just like, oh, it's gross, man. And the sight of blood just makes me really thick, So trying to do that Samuel Jackson, I just hate sight of blood. The effects in this episode, man. Remember Season 1 when the smoke effects were so shitty, man? But now, they're really good effects, man. Now, it's not saying the greatest effects ever. I've seen better effects, obviously. But for TV show-wise, it's just like, for Supernatural, it's okay. The effects are pretty good. And the ending, I just like how he takes Rowena. And Rowena's kind of rubbing off on me now. Like, I actually enjoy Rowena, seeing her. Remember, she was really annoying. Like, oh, Crowley this and Crowley that. But now that she's kind of out of that trance in a way that she's out of Crowley and she wants Crowley to die, it's kind of more interesting. So now Rowena, she's pretty freaking cool. She's really hot too. But the ending overall with Sam doing like a Christian Grey, now she likes being locked up. We all know that, but I mean it's gonna be really more fun overall. Benny in this episode was pretty interesting, pretty funny. He seems like a pretty cool character, and I wish he comes out for more. Probably not, but one day, only a man can hope. This episode had an X-Files feeling. The entire episode felt like an X-Files episode. Just the way the lighting was, the directing was, the sound was, the writing was, just every single thing that happened in this episode had an X-Files feeling to it. for some reason, just the way Susie acted, and just overall, it reminded me of X-Files. I was like, you know what? This is just like X-Files. It's just the feeling. So, I do think there's a message in here. I'm not going to get much into it. I don't want to start controversy or nothing or any of that like that. But the message between, like, suicide-wise, like, Sam's cutting his own arm and cutting and, I'm not saying, like, they're not trying to say, hey, do suicide or anything, but there's a message within it, wise as, again, I'm not going to get into it. There's not really a message, but the whole thing about, this guy's trying to say do suicide, and then you have Sam cutting himself over here doing blood, even though it's not really, there's a message within the message of the show. I'll let you just discuss that in your mind, but I like where they're going with it. And the illusions and the twists, like, I thought Rowena was there the whole time, because just the way she showed up and saved Sam. I told you needed me, and then it wasn't even her, so I was like, holy shit, that's pretty cool. So the lighting, directing, excuse me for my language, by the way, guys, I'm just like, holy crap, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, those are my pros. My cons, really, this episode was a little bit slow, just a tad bit slow. It got a little boring at times and a little stale, but then again, it got juicy. It added that steak flavor up in there, which we all love. And the cheesy opening with the 1973, the wigs were pretty bad. I mean, that guy with the wig. Again, okay opening still. It was for a pro, but con, still a little bit cheesy. And did no one hear her break the wall when she was like, it took her maybe a minute just to break, or 2 minutes to break a whole damn wall down with a hammer. No one, he was like, hey, what are you doing? Man, her family sucks. Overall, I'm going to give this episode a A-, a 9.15 out of a 10. Secondarily, a B+. It is a great episode, man. 3 episodes in a row earning around A's. I mean, Supernatural's really picking it up now because it's enjoyable, it's still entertaining. Definitely with the X-Files feeling also just works way better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope all of you enjoyed. I'll see you next week for the 215th episode of Supernatural, the 20th episode of Season 10, titled Angel Heart. Until next time, Spock be with you always. Check out my channel, guys. I do movie reviews, other TV show reviews. This summer, don't forget, I'll be reviewing *Halt and Catch Fire*, *The Strain*, *The Last Ship*, *Falling Skies*, and much, much more.